the whole deck is stacked against you
Right.
when it comes to insurers and their preferred shops and, all the different options that you have. It's hard to make the right decision. Insurers are training us to not file the claim, pay for it out of pocket. And they have been raising our rates exorbitantly. They're training us not to file the claim, because if you file a claim, we're going to raise your rates again.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. My name is Eric Reamer. That's Robert Grieve, and it is always our pleasure to join you on Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time, or whenever you are catching this video. We're super thankful for you. If you like what you see, do us a favor and hit that thumbs up button. That tells YouTube that this is worthy of sharing, and if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free, and it lets you know when we upload new content. All right, Rob, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you. My dear friends, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you and your comments, and been some wonderful conversations taking place.
Yeah.
And, there's so many of these conversations happening in the comments section. Other consumers that are just reading it are getting wiser because of the questions you're asking and the other information that you're sharing. So Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's good stuff all the way around. Rob, earlier this week you sent me an article that the first thing that I noticed was the source of the article.
Not normal.
Well, just to let you in, we do a lot of industry stuff, and usually the sources that we cite are things like Repair-Driven News or Fender Bender Magazine, those kinds of things that are in the industry. But this came from a financial source, LendingTree. What does LendingTree know about insurance?
What we do,
right?
or actually what you do, which they were happy to. They didn't include me in this, by the way.
They didn't?
No,
Oh,
because I would have probably skewed the numbers. That's why.
well, we've heard about your opinions.
Yes, that's widely known. So before we even get started, I want to just remind everybody, I am not anti-insurance. I am pro-consumer.
Yeah.
And I have many, many policies, being a business owner of a place this big with all these expensive cars in it.
Sure.
All the employees that I have loads and loads of policies.
Yep.
And here's the difference. I pick them very carefully, and when I need them, I expect them to perform and have the protections inside of them that give me the options. So
Okay.
I just want to set the stage.
Yeah.
By the prices, that's an important thing, no doubt about it. But what the policy says is sometimes more important when you actually need it.
I think we've been banging that drum for a very long time, but this will be one in a very long list of examples of times when our behaviors are perhaps even hurting ourselves.
Sometimes. So the first paragraph, according to the latest LendingTree survey of 2,000 U.S. consumers, 39% of insured drivers who have been in an auto accident or incident have bypassed their insurance for repairs. What's more, 24% have filed a claim and later regretted it.
Whoa.
So, a lot to be said there.
Yeah.
So the first thing, and they say here's what we found, and the key findings, many prefer to pay out of pocket for auto damage.
Did you say prefer?
Yes. And I have to say that I don't disagree with that. If the thing is going to be around your deductible, or maybe even 2 times your deductible, I wouldn't probably bother the insurer about it either, because that black mark of filing a claim could come back to bite you in a big way.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that big way.
And so let's just talk about that right now.
Yep.
Insurers are training us to act this way, not file the claim, pay for it out of pocket. And they have been raising our rates exorbitantly. Maybe for some good reasons, maybe for some not good reasons. It's very, difficult to get into that jargon. But the fact is, they have gone through the roof.
Yes.
And is one of the highest inflationary items that we have to deal with as consumers today. So they raise your rates dramatically. Then you have a loss. What do? Many people are saying, you know what? I'm not going to file the claim.
Right.
They're training us not to file the claim, because if you file a claim, we're going to raise your rates again. So, we're being trained.
Sure.
The behaviors. And this is a perfect example of it from LendingTree.
Yep.
So the first thing is many prefer to pay out of pocket for the auto damage. And 42% of the people gave the reason they didn't want their insurance to increase.
And the insurance increase is a very real thing, because we know that over the last 4 years, insurance has gone up between 40 and 50%.
Easily, yes.
Across the board. And if you file a claim, the average percentage increase of your premiums is 24%, 25%. That's insane.
The next thing that they noted is some of the people that they surveyed keep these incidents to themselves. In other words, they don't disclose it to their insurer. Now, I don't think there's any law that says you have to disclose it. And maybe there is in certain states.
You do have to disclose if there's an accident and you're at fault or whatnot. You do have to follow the state and local laws for
Always.
Disclosure.
Always.
Right? But you're right. There's no real law that says,
If you hit your own tree,
yeah, you don't have to claim that.
I wouldn't suspect that you have to notify anybody.
No.
And if you decided to pay for it out of pocket and notify them, well, then the potential for your rates to go through the roof are still there.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Filing claims has led to regret for some drivers. That is no surprise to me.
No surprise to many of our viewers as well.
Yeah. So among drivers who filed a claim in the past 5 years, 26% said their annual insurance rate increased at least 25%.
On top of that 40 to 50%.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that way for 3 to 5 years. So, yeah, maybe you don't want to file a claim. And so they're preferring to pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
But with the vehicles today and the sophistication that has been built into them from the manufacturers for safety, many of them are regulated by the government that you must put these things in by these certain years and so on and so forth. They're getting more and more expensive to fix properly.
Yeah.
And you may have to be the one filing a claim and living to regret it.
Oof.
Because again, the system has been set up against you for a very, very long time. And we have guests in here that are going through just some sort of crazy pain.
Yeah.
Because, yes, they've been paying their premiums. Yes, they paid the premium increases, and everybody's paid on time. But when it comes to file the claim, they're doing nothing but really not honoring the policy. And you have to be able to fight it. There's lawsuits popping up left and right, and there's several that our clients have filed, and it shouldn't have to be this hard, but it is.
Right.
It is. And if you've had an accident, I feel bad for you. Now's not the time.
Yeah.
And I've been saying that for years now, and it keeps getting worse every time I say that. So
Right.
I'll stop saying that.
I don't know that you're going to have the opportunity to stop saying that.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess not. But you know what? I'm going to go off script. I was going to do some more deep diving into this.
All right.
Just post this so other people can
I
get to
will.
it. Can you do that?
Of course.
Okay.
And we may revisit this in another video.
Yeah. I'm going off script because I had a guest come in today for a post-repair inspection consultation. So that's where I basically walk around the vehicle, take a look at the paperwork, see what was done and the quality of work done. Here's the thing about this gentleman. He was here several months ago, and I told him that I could not fix the car because I'm not Audi certified, and this was a very large structural repair.
Okay.
And I just did not feel comfortable. I suggested he go to an Audi certified collision center.
There's strength in knowing your own limitations and making a positive referral.
Right. You know, we fix a lot of Audis, not to that extent. And sometimes the parts are restricted from Audi. You don't want to get into having this car all cut apart and then realize you can't get the parts.
Right.
That's a very bad place to be. So I sent him to an Audi, not any specific one, because I don't know any of them personally.
Got it.
But I said, do your due diligence. Go interview, just like you're interviewing me. Go see the shop, see what they're doing. Well, the first thing he does is he goes on Google and looks at all the reviews, and they are horrific.
Oh.
They take too long, and so on and so forth. So he says, let me go talk to him anyway. And he's going to land up being out of pocket compared to what his insurance company is paying. They won't pay the rates that these shops are wanting to charge. And it would have been the same thing with me.
Yeah.
So the best way to avoid that is to go to one of the insurance preferred shops. Buyer
beware.
So that's exactly what he did.
Oh.
That's exactly what he did. And we're talking about a 2021 Audi A5, which is a very nice vehicle. And interestingly enough, I just mentioned a few minutes ago about all the technology built to these cars. His sensors aren't working since he picked up the car.
Since they fixed it.
Right, and he brought it back because they calibrated the vehicle. They didn't send it to the dealer. And it still doesn't work. So he took it to the dealer. And he drives into the drive and talks to the service advisor. Hey, my sensors aren't working. I keep getting these warnings. And he's like, okay, I can get you a price for that. He says, well, no, I want to get it fixed under warranty. And they looked at him and said, we can't fix that under warranty. The car's been damaged. He says, wait a minute, how do you know the car's been damaged? He says, just look at it.
You can see it from a mile away.
You can see it from the service drive that the vehicle has been damaged. If you have that kind of repair, it's not so good. And he now doesn't have the warranty on the sensors. So he stopped back to me for me to take a peek at it and ask for some advice as to what to do. And I take a look at the car, and the paintwork is horrific. There's dirt in the paint everywhere. It looks like it's caked on. Which he said, it's funny that you say that. The first time I picked it up, he said, I'm not picking this car up. Look at this horrible paintwork. So they repainted it. And it still looks horrible.
Wow.
There's all dirt in the paint. There's paint lines where they don't belong. The manufacturer didn't have paint lines there, but they put them there because that's the way the insurer wants it fixed, and they won't pay for anything else.
This car's 3 years old.
Right. And I told him, I said, look, a lot of work went into this vehicle, and for that work, it looks like it was done very, very nicely. They failed on the finishing touches from what I can see. Of course, I haven't taken anything apart to look and see if welds are correct and all the rest of that stuff, or if it's sectioned in the right place. Or
if they cut corners on the paint job twice, then what are the chances that...
And I'm pointing out these things to him, and he says, do you think anybody noticed that stuff? I said, well, what was your experience at the dealership you just told me about? I said, service advisors aren't body guys.
Right.
And they could see it clearly. And if you go to trade this vehicle in, they're going to do all these things and run their fingers and feel these paint lines and know that that you're going to get a whole lot less money for the vehicle.
Yeah.
And my guess is it's probably worth $10,000 to $15,000 less than what he bought it for in 2022.
Wow.
Because of the repairs that are on it.
Yeah.
And, you know, he looks at me and he says, "Where did I go wrong?" And I said, you didn't go wrong. The deck was stacked against you the minute the accident occurred.
And even years before,
Yeah.
with the way that the insurers manage how much they're willing to pay.
I said, you know, you didn't take it to an Audi certified shop. I don't know what kind of a repair they would have done. Maybe it would have been much better than this, and you know, there wouldn't be the concern. You took it to one of their places, one of the insurers' recommended shops. There's a silver lining in that for you, in that they are now responsible for these repairs also. And that's where you need to head at this point, because you've already brought it back 3 times to get it fixed properly. And he's moving in a month. This is not going to get resolved here in a month. So, you know, just... I know we came to talk about this, Eric.
Yeah.
But I couldn't... I just couldn't... this just happened. I just spoke to this guy, and it's all part of what we're talking about here. It's all... the whole deck is stacked against you.
Right.
When it comes to insurers and their preferred shops and, you know, all the different options that you have. It's hard to make the right decision. Getting the right policy up front and having the protections in the policy that protect you in case you're not satisfied are probably some of the most important pieces of it.
Absolutely.
And, you know, he's got an incredible diminished value claim. I've made him aware of that. And, you know, he could be looking at a 25, 35% diminished value on this vehicle. And that's not based on the estimate. That's based on the value of the vehicle.
Right.
So it could be a $500 job. If it ruins the car, it ruins the value of the car.
Yeah.
And not to a max of 500. It ruins it to whatever it ruins it.
You are watching the Airing of Grievances, and this is a series. I think this is episode 187.
Thank you.
I could be even wrong with that number, but there's a lot of them, and it's all in a playlist. So when you're done watching this, go check out the playlist. Search in the playlist for diminished value and see what Rob's talking about.
Yeah, or appraisal clause, because he's got that in his favor as well.
Yep.
And they have to guarantee the repairs. He has that in his favor. He's got a lot of things in his favor, but nothing that is going to fix it inside of a month. And his car is worth tremendously less than what it was before the accident.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we're here to help.
We are here to help. And if you have any questions about something that you've gone through, don't hesitate to give us a call. Here's the phone number. And, you know, if we can help, we will. If we can't, we'll make a recommendation to someone who can.
I've already given him several names to help him. And I told him I want to be kept abreast, and I'll help you through this whole thing till you're resolved.
Yeah.
So...
All right.
There we have it.
And if you have an issue with whether or not you should file a claim, we may revisit this topic in another video. But if anything, raises a red flag for you, speak to your insurer, talk to them.
Agent first. Agent first.
Always agent first. Find out what. And by the way, when you talk to your agent, use the word inquiry.
Always.
Instead of filing a claim. Because if you use the word inquiry, nothing bad happens.
Now you're just asking questions.
That's right. That's right.
And that's why you want to do that of your agent and not the insurance company, because the minute they talk to you, it's recorded and there is
becomes a
a
formal record. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Rob, thank you for bringing this. And I wish the story were happier, but
we'll help him through.
At least we know he's got good counsel. All right. Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you. My dear friends, happy Saturday to you. I hope you found this helpful in your journeys, and we're always here to help. God bless you. Have an amazing week. See you next Saturday.